All right. So today I'm gonna be talking about something called Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be talking about something called Enchanted Portals. Now I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it was a game by Exio Studios. Basically what it was a 2D action shooter side scroller with a classic 90s look, and it was gonna be like a boss rush style game. Huh, I wonder what that sounds like. Uh, I can't remember. I think it's a game with a cup. It has a 90s art style. You get the fucking joke. It's Cuphead. Now, this game was supposed to be about two magicians, and there's not a lot of character info. They're just two kid magicians who get sucked up from a portal, and hence the name Enchanted Portals. And they get brought into this magical land full of bosses that they have to defeat with their magical wands. And there was going to be certain weapons like spread shot, kind of like a three bullets. It was going to be like the average pea shooter from the trailer that I saw, and other info like that. And yeah, these developers seemed pretty darn happy with their product. But as soon as the trailer released, the trailer surprisingly got half dislike. Like it didn't get like half. No, they got shit on hardcore. Everyone just knew it was an obvious Cuphead ripoff, and yeah, like a quarter of the likes and dislikes were all like likes. So it was pretty shitty. The game looked fine, and it definitely looked exactly like Cuphead. You could dash, and yeah, all the weapons are pretty much the exact same. And the art style just looked a lot. It looked exactly like Cuphead, but well, uninspired, and it looked more like I wouldn't want to say the Cuphead show because it actually looks good, but like it doesn't look bad. It just looks too modern. It looks like a modern rubber hose, which I've heard a lot of people call Cuphead show, but I don't care. So it just looks like a reboot, like of people are like, hey, let's just give those little classic Pac-Man eyes and then on the characters, and then that's a '90s rubber hose style. They didn't do anything that looked special. So it already looked worse than Cuphead. It it looked like a complete rip-off, but the bosses were pretty interesting. There was a witch. Like none of them seemed to really copy. I mean, the gameplay styles like there's this giant robot cow in one of them, and it was there was a plane level, but it was on a broom. Big difference. Holy shit! I'm gonna buy the game now because it's on a broom instead of a plane. But anyways, it was on a there was these in quotations broom levels, basically just plain levels. And the cow literally was just a Dr. Cow fight. It was a robot cow. It shot stuff. And yeah, and the developers seemed really proud of their work. And so proud of it that they made a GoFundMe page. This is how the game was going to actually become a thing. If you don't know what the heck a FundMe page is or a GoFund page, it basically is just where you make a certain goal of money, and then once you reach that goal, you do the desired thing. So say like, hey guys, I'm about to cure cancer for $12 billion. If I don't hit that goal, well, that isn't gonna happen. And if I do, then I start doing that thing. That's how it works. So yeah, the GoFundMe page, and it hit $2,000 out of the 120,000 needed to make the video game. So the game failed, and it will probably never see the light of day, which is kind of sad because I kind of wanted to play the game. Like, sure, it was a Cuphead ripoff, but I mean, who wouldn't want more Cuphead styled game, you know? I mean, I know we're getting a delicious last course next month, but I don't care. I wanted another Cuphead style game, but they are just shamelessly ripping it off. So I mean, shouldn't support them. But I mean, clearly some people are excited. It's just nobody wanted to pay. Like, oh yeah, 2,000 from like 30 something backers, by the way. So that's pretty fucking funny, isn't it? So a bunch like 20 people, up to like 30 to 20 people decided to give that much money. So that's a big ouch pouch, and I feel bad for those people because like when once that fund me page hits nothing, like it doesn't get enough money, the game does the thing is canceled. So people spent all that money, got it for nothing. I'm hoping they got their money back. But yeah, so the game failed. And this was the only video game they made, by the way. Fun fact, from Xixo Studio, XIXO, X Studio. I'm just gonna call them X Studio. That was the only game that they well supposedly made in quotations. And surprisingly, yeah, they made one. They made two videos. The first one was the teaser. The second one was an extended trailer. Then the third one was how they made one of the enemies. Then those were all posted a year ago. So, yeah, the game was supposed to launch last year, October. It's 2022 February. So, overall, this game's probably dead, and we will never see enchanted portals ever again. So, yeah. And the funniest thing is, if you go onto their YouTube channel, you can literally see, I will literally fucking prove this to you right now. If I go on to enchanted enchanted portals, there's going to be nothing else other than just the. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other people who talked about it, but now this game isn't new or anything. But might as well. If we go onto the official Enchanted Portals trailer, if we scroll down, Cuphead pops up. Cuphead pops up. That's how similar this game looks. And look, Enchanted Portals. It shows their Facebook, their Twitter, and their Instagram, what platforms it's coming to. Yeah, yeah, and eventually they said they're a fan of Cuphead, which didn't save it. And this video got so many dislikes that it doesn't even count them anymore. So I'm assuming they removed the dislikes. And yeah, if you want, here's the trailer. I'm not really gonna show off any of the sound effects, but as you can clearly tell, just like from looking at this, it's not rubber hose at all. Like there's no like old school look to it. It just looks really bland. Like there's nothing special about the art style, which I mean was the whole reason Cuphead was like that's the whole theme of the game in general. It's just to look like an old school show. And if we look here, this game looks really good. Like the backgrounds and stuff are animated. Well, like you can't see it right now. And I like the old school looking art in the background. But yeah, there's like these pea shooter different weapons. Yeah, like it clearly doesn't look like shameless. It actually looks pretty cool. Like there's the dashing, there's some different types of weapons kinda, but like it doesn't look too bad. Like the art style isn't that great, but it still looks like a pretty fun Cuphead style game in general. And some of the bosses are pretty interesting. And there's like the broom stage I was talking about. I know this is kind of off topic, but this kind of reminds me of what is that called? This kind of reminds me of that stage from Nickelodeon All Star, the Ren and Stimpy stage. Also, I didn't even notice that's an alien in a well, in quotations is xenomorph in a tube. But yeah, there's a lot happening with the background though. Like it's really cool. Also, I feel like it's inspired by by Ren and Stimpy kind of. It's like this stage. I mean, the game came after, so not really, but still, like the backgrounds are very detailed, and it's very nice to look at. Although it could be really difficult. Like I'm assuming this isn't actual gameplay because it looks really weird and choppy. It doesn't really look like actual gameplay. Kind of looks like an animation. But if it is real gameplay, it's hard to tell where the characters are in tense moments like this. But I would buy this game. It's not something that looks like it's not so shameless that it's like uninteresting. But I mean, some of these bosses are pretty cool. And just like there's gonna be like underwater levels. That's something Cuphead didn't do. That's cool. And like there's gonna be an underwater theme, kind of like Cuphead. And yeah, the music is not great, but it's all right. I think my problem is like I know this is early. It's like the first trailer they ever released. Well, this is the second trailer actually, but they're both the same. But yeah, overall, the game feels half cheap, and then it feels half like, oh, this is a really cool game. It has potential, but if we go to their first trailer with their GoFundMe page, right, uh, right here, if we go to this, we will see that their GoFundMe page, that you have to pay the $220,000. Not you, a bunch of people would do this. But if we do this, here, shut up, shut up. If we go to their Kickstarter, Enchanted Portals, a magical co-op 2D platformer, $21,000. Oh, my bad. It wasn't from 20 backers. It was from 535. Oh, it wasn't that far off. Anyways, yeah. Yeah. As you can clearly see, these people paid 21,000 out of the $134,000 needed, which did not happen, sadly. And then look, funding unsuccessful. Project's funding goal was not reached on Saturday, 26th of 20 or May 16th of 2020. So, and they haven't touched this page ever since May 16th, 2020, or I'll just call this the failure of the game right here, the day of 16th of May. And yeah, there's some info about the game here on their site. And I genuinely, I genuinely really am interested in this game. Like, well, I'm not interested, but like, I really wish this game came out. But like, yeah, and there's some like, oh, that's cool. I see. So it's kind of like, so if people didn't get wasted, it's not a waste 100%. Because they still got stuff like plushes, shirts, the soundtrack, the two copies of the game for if you paid $500 for some reason. The soundtrack, wallpaper, your name in the credits, a T-shirt, closed beta. You get a specific beta? That's pretty cool. Plushy dolls. I wish I paid $500 now, but it's too late. They clearly can see like when they say they like Cuphead, definitely ripped off, but it's still cool. Like, I hate like when I'm like I see a ripoff of a game and it actually looks good because then people are nagging like, hey, oi, it's a ripoff. Just burn it down to hell. It could still be a fun game. Okay, it's funny, but like this would be a pretty cool game. But sadly and unfortunately, I don't think this game will see the light of day. And Cuphead will be the only game like this. Like, I know there's probably other genres, like games this genre, but they aren't gonna be like Cuphead. They aren't gonna have the specific like dashing and stuff. Like, this is the closest we would get to a Cuphead sequel. I mean, it wouldn't be, but it would be the closest. And yeah, that's Enchanted Portals. Overall, high potential. Really wish it came out, but it just failed because I mean, if this game came out before Cuphead, I mean, Cuphead still would have done way better, but and it definitely wouldn't have been called a ripoff because people would have rather have had that game. But still sad that this game didn't see the light of day because I mean, all this concept age was made. Like you gotta remember, these people had to spend hours coming up with the idea and all the execution just for it to be canceled. I mean, I feel like it'd be worse for a game to be canceled than it for like to have like bad reception on release. Even if it is ripped off from Cuphead. And yeah, I just wanted to make a little conversation video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like these kind of videos, please tell me, and I will love to make more videos just talking about random things like this.